Okay, Kenneth, how would you describe a successful private foundation?
Well, a successful private foundation is obviously one which serves the taxpayers, the people, the voters of the state in which it's organized, because after all, the successful foundation is one which is using money which would otherwise have gone into the tax stream. So it owes something back to the society. Whatever it decides to do, whether it decides to do public policy reform or social service delivery or education, it is only successful insofar as it gives back to the society what it is in effect kind of taken from that society. And there are many, many ways to be successful. One would hope that a foundation would make intelligent investments, so there's a very high probability that whatever it decides to do, whether it's an educational strategy, a delivery strategy, a policy strategy, that it will have a significant impact in the arena in which it's doing its work. And sometimes that's easier to measure than other times. Like in the public health area, you can see it fairly clearly. With respect to climate change, we have to wait and see.
Okay. Can a private foundation be political? And how political is legitimate?
I think it can be quite political with respect to certain kinds of arenas. You take something like school reform or health reform or so forth. I think it cannot be political if it sort of engages politics directly, which is to say, I do not think that a major foundation ought to take on the question of electoral reform. Politicians like to run their own elections, the way in which they get elected, the way in which they discharge their responsibilities to the state. A foundation is not a substitute state or substitute government. It can try to provide analysis. I think the most important thing that a foundation can do with respect to the public engagement or political engagement is to present really very well-founded arguments, persuasive arguments, based on serious evidence, serious research, and so forth, to sort of create a rational decision process that's well-informed, and not try itself to be the state, but try to get the state to behave as competently and rationally as it can.
Okay. And what would you advise to German foundations on being a political stakeholder?
I would think early in the game, one wants to be careful. I think first that the foundations have to be extremely transparent. They have to make it clear to their constituencies, which includes the citizens as well as the officials, how they make decisions, how they spend their money, who gets the money. So transparency really does matter. It can't, because by definition, foundations are somewhat elitist, somewhat protected. So transparency, and then I think to go after big issues, even if it only means a small contribution to a big issue. If you set your sights too low, too narrowly, you're not sort of really going to have as much impact as you would like, because you want the large parts of the society to benefit from the investments and the grant strategies that you adopt.
Okay, thank you, and thank you for coming to the opening of the Mercator Center Berlin and giving the keynote speech tonight. Thank you.
It's an honor to be part of this process. Thank you.